Through the Mayhem, the Silently podcast series, bringing marketing industry leaders together to discuss the ever-shifting media landscape. Learn about the ins and outs of real-time marketing, influencers, data privacy, technology, and so much more. All from industry experts with real experience, giving you the real answers. Now, let's break through the mayhem.
Welcome back to Breaking Through the Mayhem live from ADWeek. We have an amazing guest who's actually been on the podcast before.
Yes,
welcome
second
back.
Time. Thank you.
How do you feel about
got
being
the second invite?
How do you
thrilled.
feel about being a returnee?
I feel very special. It's a small group of people here, so thank you. Thank you.
Well, we love you.
Thanks.
You're an amazing person and partner to work with.
Thanks.
And we have a lot of respect for you. So tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your life the last few years at work and how's things been developing. You guys been growing like crazy at Iris TV.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been pretty calm. We haven't really been doing too much. No, it's been a really exciting year. We were acquired by Viant at the end of last year, so we're about 10 months into being part of a larger organization, which has been amazing. So we're working a lot to make Viant, the DSP that will have all the bells and whistles, if you will, around the Iris ID, which is our content identifier. And it's also really helping us grow our overall business. So onboarding more and more publishers so that there's more content for our partners to analyze, and having the backing and, the oomph of Viant behind us is really helping us grow our scale, which is going to help all of our partners. So it's been great.
I love that. And how has your role changed since the integration?
Yeah, so my role has stayed pretty consistent. So I'm still onboarding all of our new data partners and platforms. And the Vanderhooks, when they acquired us, did want to keep the Iris ID ubiquitous, right? So they want to help the open internet in general and not kind of keep it only to themselves. So I'm continuing to integrate into curation platforms and bringing on new data partners as well as publishers. So still kind of doing all the same, but with a larger team. So it's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, watching your guys' evolution, obviously we've worked with you guys for a long time here at Silently, and it's been nothing but a pleasure. What do you think is the biggest opportunity for you guys here coming up in the next few months?
So I'd say there's a lot of new, so we've kind of gotten to the point where, we have lots of publishers, we have scale, we have partners, all of these things that people are, analyzing the video content, which is really exciting. I think as we get to the next level, we're going to get more sophisticated about how we're doing it. So measurement, being able to really measure the outcomes of all of the great kind of data sets that we have with our partners is going to be amazing. And then I think, what we're hearing a lot about, sports, live feeds, et cetera, is where everybody really wants to kind of get to. So there's some technology things that have to happen because to process all of that in real time is no small lift, right? So that will be something we're working quite a bit on. And I think the next thing also, we're starting to work with more partners to do like scene level targeting, right? So instead of looking at a full video that could be, an hour and a half long, content, there's lots of different themes throughout the video. So, starting to work with other partners, SSAI vendors, ad platforms, et cetera, to be able to bring that to life. We're still a little ways out because it does take some collaboration amongst different technology partners to make it happen, but to be able to kind of put that right ad right after a very, intense scene that you're aligned with, I think will be like the next big thing. But we had to kind of get to the point of targeting specific content first and then getting more granular as the scale, increases.
I love that next direction. That's going to be super
it's going to be
fun.
exciting because I feel, sometimes you get these ads and, CTV is a lot about branding, but it also drives performance. But it can also have a negative effect. If you are watching a sad movie as an example, right? And then you get this, this ad for like, come bring your kids to the park or, whatever it might be. It's kind of a change in emotion. So, that relevance really matters to align the content with the ads that are running so that people feel like it's part of it, like having a movie with a specific actor in it and then having an ad with that actor in it, it feels natural, it feels like an extension of what you're watching. And I think it just makes people a little bit more comfortable and engage with the content that they're watching. So ultimately driving better performance, we all hope.
I love that. Outside of Iris, what's exciting you in the industry?
There's so much happening. So it's sometimes, breaking through the mayhem, if you will, to kind of see what's going on. But I mean, I've always been in data, right? So whether it was, purchase-based data, identity data, et cetera. There's so much of it now. And now with like the growth of AI, machine learning, like what people can do with it, I think is really exciting, right? So I think that whole, all of this, we're in like data overload, right? But I think the technology and the parsing of all of that is becoming more and more sophisticated. So it's allowing advertisers to get more niche and like really align with what they want to be around. So I think that will just continue to iterate, and there's always I always wish I had a crystal ball of like what's next, what exactly is going to happen. But, CTV is not going anywhere. Linear, it's already surpassed linear.
Unbelievable.
So I think, the big screen and like really having that, continuous attention of the consumers as they're watching TV and ads together will just continue to culminate and, I don't know, hopefully feel even more natural than it does today.
And you guys are starting to do a lot more deals with bigger agencies and brands. Like, what do you think has led to the prominence of you guys outside of just your data partners? Like, is it just being more known? Is it people starting to understand the industry better? Like, what do you think is leading to that?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things, but I think we have been knocking on doors for many, many years. So small and mighty from that perspective.
Nancy never gives up.
We're here. We're still here. But I think it was also because it's so new, right? So not everybody like saw the value, understood the need, right? So I feel like maybe we've caught up to what people are looking. So we're a little ahead of the game because I remember when I've been at Iris a little over 4 years and like talking to people, they're like, I'm sorry, what? You go into a content management system and what happens, So I think now that CTV is growing so much, like all of the questions are coming, like, I want to do this. Same as like with display, like first you ran your first banner ad and then it was like, well, how do I measure it? How do I target it more efficiently? How do I reduce the CPM? So it's like all of these things happening in a new format. So I think it's just, it's just going to continue to iterate and it's super exciting.
I love that. Obviously you keep yourself excited, moving fast, etc. But like, how are you learning all these new AI platforms yourself? Like, how are you doing that, Nancy?
I don't know them all, so I think it's definitely an ongoing, like, in my mind, and what I want to do is like have a half an hour blocked every day where I'm like spending time
playing around.
You do that, it doesn't always happen, right? So you really do have to make time for it because I think if you don't embrace all this new technology, you're going to be left behind. And I know like a lot of people talk about like AI is going to take our jobs over. I don't agree with that, right? Like I think AI is going to help us do our jobs better, right? And I think if you don't adapt that, you might be left behind in a sense of people might be moving a little faster than you, but it's never going to take away the human interaction or the human touch of it, right? It's kind of the I don't want to say the busy work, but like the number crunching and all the analytics that takes humans time to do. You can utilize these new tools, but then you kind of put the human touch to it and say like, what kind of sense do I make of this data, right? Like, what does this actually mean? And like, how is that going to resonate for my customers, for my partners, and even for your team, like internally. So I think it will really help us just get things done quicker and still use, all of the people want to work with people they like, right? People want to engage with brands that they feel aligned with. So I think all of that really requires like the human touch to make all that come to life.
I love that. What do you see next between Sightly and Iris?
Well, we've been talking to the team about a couple of new things. So I think we really want to, clearly continue everything that we're doing, but like now have even more of an eye of how things are performing and really integrating it with all of the tools and products that your team has built through the years. So, we chatted 2 weeks ago and we've had a few calls since then with the team of like, how do we bring it to life more visually too? Like what kind of examples can we put in the platform so people understand like, oh, if I want to align with, whatever, an actor that did X, Y, and Z, like kind of showing like, okay, this is the types of content, right? So we're kind of exploring like how we can kind of bring it to life because everything we do, it's not tangible, right? You can't see it. And we talk about AI, we talk about analyzing content and like all of these themes, but you see a taxonomy. That's basically what you see. So to see a video or just kind of bring it to life with examples, I think will kind of tick and tie more aligned with, all the other great stuff that you guys are doing. So we're super excited about that. And the team, your team is unbelievable. Everyone that we've worked with, just, when you talk about culture and all of that, like, it's not just something you say, like it's what you practice, right? And I will say like, from the engineering team to the business development team, the marketing team, like it's such a stellar crew, and you can just see the camaraderie like amongst
Thank
everyone.
you.
So kudos to you and the team on that.
Thank you. I mean, listen, that's a hard thing to replicate, but like sometimes you get lucky once in a while, and it just like all flows together at the same time. But you fit perfectly with all of us. You're like the perfect.
It's a great.
You're the perfect
team.
crazy and fun that could hang out in the Sightly team.
Yeah.
I think as we wrap up here, like the one thing I was also curious about, like what do people not know about Nancy outside of work that you want the world to know about you?
Ooh. What do they not know? Everybody knows how much I love my dog, but I have to just shout that out.
What kind of dog do you have?
Your crew is all about the doggies too. She's a rescue. She's like a black lab. She's so cute. I love her so much. She's about 6.5, maybe.
Wow.
But yeah, oh my God, she makes me so happy. She's adorable.
You're all about the dog.
I'm all about the dog.
Are you one of those people that could have more than one dog at one time?
I don't know. So we've talked about, I feel like maybe she needs a friend, but I don't know if she needs a friend or if I need another dog.
Have you asked her the question?
I've asked her. I'm still waiting for the answer. I'm not quite sure of her response, but I mean, I'd love to. But yeah, so she's definitely super, super cute and a big part of my life. And in general, like I'm just I think more of like a people person, like my family, my friends, like that's the number one priority for me, and love just kind of spending time with folks and enjoying life,
Well, you're the best. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully, if we have you a third time, which we will,
Ooh, trifecta.
You'll have a second dog by then. Thank you so much.
Maybe.
Good
Thank
seeing
you so much.
Hey, I'm Chris, one of the producers for Sightly's Breaking Through the Mayhem podcast. We want to thank you so much for subscribing to the show. If you'd like to learn more about the guests we had on today, we included additional information about them in the show notes. Finally, if you'd like to be on the podcast, or if you know someone who'd make a great fit, you can fill out the form at sightly.com/podcast. Catch you on the next episode.